Hey, good morning and welcome to the Clermont County Board of Commissioners meeting on this rainy day, July 16th. Wow, we're this far into summer already. Time is flying. And prior to starting the meeting officially, we always ask for local clergy to come and lead us in prayer. Mr. Brown is here, Pastor Brown, and he is with one of the local churches this morning. I know they had it here, Monterey Baptist Church. Pastor, thanks for being here this morning, and the podium is yours.
Thank you. I invite everyone to pray with me. Father, we thank you for bringing us here today. We thank you for each and every breath that you grant us. We thank you that you've granted us the gift of government, that it keeps order, it upholds the good, it punishes the evil, and it provides us with the structure that we need to have predictability in life, to have lives that we can dedicate to godliness and to living simple, humble lives. And we thank you for that gift, and we thank you for those who serve in government, and we recognize that everything is from you, all authority is given from you and delegated down. So we thank you that you've instilled that into our leaders, and we ask that you continue to lead them and strengthen them and to convict them of the truth, convict them of justice and righteousness, and to uphold their responsibilities that comes with the office and comes with recognizing that we are under your rule, under your grace at all times. And we ask that for every single position in government, from the police, the trash collectors, all the way up to boards of commissioners and governors and representatives and senators. We ask that you bless our county. We ask that you bless this meeting with clarity and with truth and with humility. And we ask that you grant our whole county to be ran responsibly. And we thank you for everything that you've given us. We ask that you keep everyone that serves in the county healthy and strong, along with their families. And we thank you for the ultimate gift, which is your Son, Jesus Christ, that though we've separated ourselves from you, we're given his perfection as a gift simply through faith. We thank you for that reconciliation. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. And now to officially start the meeting, Tim Dick, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We've called the meeting to order, 10 a.m. here this morning. First item up is letter B, is approval of regular session minutes of 7/9/2025. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make the motion. I'll second.
It's been moved and second. Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes, I'm going to make a slight change in the agenda here. I'm going to move up county elected official discussions and call on Dorothy Meyer, the Director of Clermont County Job and Family Services, Protective Services, about a levy update. Thanks, Dorothy.
Good morning, Commissioners. If I can have my Administrative Director and CPS Director with me, please, in case there's any questions. Commissioners, just for the record, I'm Dottie Meyer. I'm with the Department of Job and Family Services. I'm serving as the Director. And with me this morning is Tim Dick, who's the head of my administrative department, fiscal responsibilities for Department of Job and Family Services, and Ann Gross, who is the assistant director who supervises the CPS division. We all three of us came before you and gave a presentation in regards to the concerns in regards to rising placement costs in May, and also introduced the idea in regards to several options that we have in regards to the levy that's upcoming. Our current levy will end at the end of 2026. Our current levy cycle will end at the end of 2026. And then 2027 through 2031 would be the new levy cycle. What our concerns are as we introduced the idea when we were here in May was that placement costs are on the rise. And we gave multiple examples. And I know that Ms. Gross eloquently explained the concerns that we have in regards to the cost of placement, that we have placement, not only is the placement per child per day on the rise, but we also have, as a statewide problem, is that the current numbers that we're showing now is only going to go up. And unfortunately, the reimbursement rate that we have from 4E from the federal has consistently gone down since COVID. I think right now we're around a 20% reimbursement rate. What this means is that we project based on what we had from the rise of placement costs and what we had to go into our reserves from 23 into 24. What we have is we have a concern that we are not going to have reserves and be able to pay for placements by the end of our next levy cycle. That has left us with a position of having come to the board to paint the realistic picture of what we are going to be facing during this next levy cycle as we continue on with increased placement costs. We anticipate that we will have our reserves exhausted before the end of our next levy cycle. With that being said, we came to the board back in May with 4 different options. And we are coming to you today as a follow-up with, as we had presented back in May, we have 2 that we think are fiscally responsible options. One is a straight renewal, but again, with a straight renewal, we would be facing that depletion of all of our reserves before the end of the next levy cycle and not having a way of being able to pay for placement costs for the children that we remove from dangerous situations. The next option would be a renewal, but with a 0.20 increase. As we indicated in our presentation in May, this would be a $7 increase per 100,000, and that would result in an increase in the levy of a little over $1.3 million, which would enable us to cover and at least mitigate the rising placement costs that we have and that we expect over the next levy cycle. With that being said, the concerns, we understand that the concerns and the economic atmosphere that exists today is something that we are cognizant of and we are concerned as well. That's why we're trying to make our request the most fiscally responsible as far as not asking for the most, but asking just what we hope is going to cover those increased placement costs. But we're really here to have any type of conversation. If you have questions in regards to what we had presented before, what we presented today, we're here to answer those questions. I've brought my financial gurus with me. So if there is any questions, but our concern is that we have a very heavy job ahead of us in regards to the children that need to be removed and placed, and the amount of days that they're having to be placed is increasing. The cost is increasing, and unfortunately, there is no cap in regards to how much placements can charge us now. The feds put a cap on how much they will reimburse us, but the placements themselves do not have a cap in regards to what they charge us. And that was something that Ms. Gross spoke to the last time that we were here. So.
Dottie, just as a question.
Yes.
Didn't the state legislation look at capping some of these costs at one time?
I believe that they did, and obviously Anne can speak to that, and I'll have her approach, but I will reiterate something that I had said the last time that we were here, is that the concern that we have in regards to any legislation that's coming up before the state, the fight is actually, it's capitalism. I mean, these individuals are running homes and they are trying to employ individuals. They have increased personnel costs, and there is a huge supply and demand issue. And we have other counties that fortunately, I guess for them, not so much fortunately for us, but they have an unlimited amount of resources that they can pay whatever is asked for. And the cap that is in place by either the feds or if one was put in place from the state, they don't have to be limited to that, to what they charge us. It is just that's what they're willing to reimburse in regards to. And I know that one of the caps that they were talking about is that more placements are asking for what's called a one-on-one condition, where they have a staff member that's assigned one-on-one with a child that we place in that location. And they had talked about putting a cap on how much they can charge for that. But unfortunately, again, it comes down to how much is the state going to want to interfere with people who are just trying to make a living and have a business.
So with regards to the cap that the state is looking at and their attempt to address this issue, it was part of the budget bill. And it include, but they took out all foster placements, anything like that. So foster placements are not even part of the discussion anymore. And it comes down to what we call qualified residential treatment programs, or QRTP is what we talk to them about. So they're part of that. But the legislation is simply that it gives Department of Children and Youth the authority to start looking and having conversations about coming up with those rates and working on them. So it is part of the budget. It is that budget bill, and it is something that's in there that DCY is going to start doing. It's very unclear whether the issue of those one-on-ones is going to be part of that, because that's honestly where we have declined signing contracts. We had one QRTP that we have contracted with for a very long period of time. And part of what they wanted in their contract was basically their unilateral ability to decide, in addition to the $750 per day cost that they were charging us, was to charge us another $375 a day for a one-on-one. And they made the determination of whether a kiddo needed that. We did not feel it was fiscally responsible for us to agree to that. We are not contracting with them. We did not sign a unilateral contract with them because of that. But it's unclear in that budget bill whether it's going to address that. I will say that Department of Children and Youth is starting to track those one-on-ones now in our system in SACWIS so that they can start looking at that. But I don't know when that's going to take place. And honestly, $375 a day, and in addition to, it takes some of our kids over $1,000 a day that we have to place, that we're looking at placing. So those one-on-ones are really a difficult thing. And many counties, the big counties that have a lot of funds, are paying that. So they'll take those kids because they can get that. And we're very cautious about using that. We follow up, we require them to give us the names of the people and everything else, but it is the reality of what we're dealing with some of our kids with some pretty significant needs. So,
and most of these costs get explained to us in different forums, but who it doesn't get explained to is just the general public that's watching this meeting today. I mean, is there a particular example that you could give of what a placement of one of these, I mean, what is it? I mean, do you run into $600,000 a year? Do you run into,
Well, we used to not, we used to be $1,000 a day was unheard of. And I have a couple kids right now who are there. I will say they're very high need kids who have some really significant, dangerous behaviors. And they do need constant supervision, and it is a lot. So the facilities are supposed to provide very extensive, significant supervision all the time. Mm-hmm. And these are kids who have behaviors. One of our highest need kids who eats all kinds of objects has had multiple surgeries because of that. It's a mental health issue. And she's actually being placed out of state because of that. But some aggressive behaviors that kids have. And, we've had some success with some of these facilities once we can get them stabilized and stepping them down, which is always our goal. I never plan to have a kid long-term in a placement that's that high level. But even stepping down, I'm stepping down to a $250, $300 a day placement that's still a residential facility so that they can have that constant supervision. The ultimate goal is that they go into a family-like setting, and we have had some success with doing that, but it does require a lot of work. So.
And your agency is also required to audit those programs.
Yes, so we're there at least once a month. We have regular contact with them. The contracts include requirements that we have access to kids at any time. We sometimes go with a scheduled visit, and sometimes we go unannounced so that we're there. But we are there monthly, at least. We make phone calls. We make sure we have access to the kids. So we do visit them on a regular basis and check what they're getting. And, we've had situations where we weren't happy with what they were getting, and then we do take kids out of those facilities. So yes, we watch
In
that.
addition to behavioral issues, we obviously have, as hinted to, is we have medical issues. And one of a huge population of children that we have to find placement for have extensive diabetic issues. And those children are extremely hard to find placements that are willing to handle that type of medical need. And a lot of times we've had to go out of state. Now, obviously, that increases cost, in addition to the fact that they normally charge more per day per child. But in addition to that, we do have mandated visits that we have to go. So our staff is going to have to leave and go to another state. A lot of times they have to stay over the night, and then they're not able to work on their current caseloads in Clermont. So it's a placement crisis that is affecting every level of CPS. And our primary goal with trying to protect children and put them in the best place possible, we cannot choose. We are not in a position where we can choose where, no, I'm not going to pay that and go to a less qualified placement. We have to find the best placements that fit that child. And we simply can't be in a position of quibbling about some dollars and able to be able to do that and care for the children in the best way possible.
And I think that's a great description, because, a lot of people are not aware, of what it really takes to ensure a child's safety and mental health when it comes to this.
And I did want to say one thing regarding the cost of placement and things like that, and our ability to quibble. When we look at rates that they provide us, we reach out and make sure that they're not charging us more than they're charging other counties. We make counter offers. We look at what other counties. So I pay very close attention to that. They shouldn't be charging me more than they're charging Hamilton County, because they're not providing any different services. So we do pay attention to that. I counter offer frequently, and they do on many occasions accept our lower counter offers from what they do. So we very closely pay attention. The other thing I do want to say is, when we're looking for a placement, we don't just look at one placement. We send it out to any facilities that we think may be appropriate. And then we look at any acceptances that we have and determine what is the best fit for that kiddo. But I will tell you, for these higher end kids, I'm lucky if I get one. So I don't usually have a whole lot of choice of who tells us that they have a spot and that they're able to meet their needs. But we certainly look at that. And the closer it is to us, the more closely we can monitor it. So we really do prefer to keep kids close, because that gives us a better ability to be there frequently, to stop in, to do those things, and to keep kids close to their community, because we plan to bring them back to our community. So we prefer also the services that they then get there. Once they step down, they can still access those services. So we really do try to look at the closest place we can keep them.
So Dottie, when it comes to these levies, what is your recommendation? What would you want the board to address?
We would ask, and we're recommending that the board would consider the renewal plus a 0.2 increase. As the board knows from our previous presentation, right now the actual millage in regards to our current levy, which was originally voted as a 0.80 levy, is only bringing in a 0.46. And with a 0.2 increase, we would still be below that 0.80 that was originally approved, and we would bring in a 0.66. And, it's just to us, it's a more reasonable request than even a replacement, because it would put more burden on taxpayers when we're only looking to be able to cover our anticipated increased costs as we go through the next levy cycle. So that's what we would be asking for. Obviously, a renewal is on the table, and that is part of the options that are before the court as well, or before the commissioners as well. And, this represents, if we would be allowed to run in November, it would be our first opportunity to run on this next levy cycle. The two additional opportunities would be May of next year, and then our final option would be in November of 2026, because we do end our levy at the end of 2026. So that's our recommendation. Obviously, we know that you have the entire county to consider. But we're here to remind everyone that the placement of these children and the care of these children is a county-wide issue. And it's something that this placement crisis is being felt not just here in Clermont County, but across the state.
Well, and as you have described here in front of this board, I think you've done a great job of explaining what those costs are and what the stakes are when it comes to children. So at this particular time, I'd ask the board if we could add this particular levy item to the agenda.
I would make that motion to add.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Been moved and second. And so roll call.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
The item has been added to the agenda. Dottie, do you want to read the recommended resolution?
Do I read my recommended or yes? Okay.
We're discussing.
Remember, I'm new to
we're-
this.
We're discussing option 2, which
Okay.
is CPS renewal with the increase.
So with this being added to the agenda in regards to the recommendation to adopt resolution number 10325, resolving to request the county auditor to certify to the Board of County Commissioners the total current tax valuation of the county and the dollar amount of revenue that would be generated by a renewal tax levy in the amount of 0.8 mil for each $1 evaluation, each amount to 8 cents per $100 valuation, and an increase of 0.2 mil for each $1 valuation, which amounts to 2 cents per $100 valuation for a period of 5 years to be placed on the 2026 tax duplicate for first collection in 2027 and for 4 years thereafter through 2031 for the support of children's services and the care and placement of children in and as it relates to the submission of the question of the tax to the electorate of the entire territory of Clermont County, Ohio, at the general election to be held on Tuesday, November the 4th, 2025, pursuant to Section 5705.24 and in compliance with Section 5705.03B of the Ohio Revised Code.
Board, you have heard the reading of the resolution 103-25. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
No.
May the citizens be with you.
Thank you very much.
You bet.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you. One more item I'd like to discuss under county and elected official discussion. Today, we will have an item on the consent agenda concerning leachate from Seacoast. And I understand that we have someone here that can kind of give us a good update on that.
Yeah, Randy Davis.
Randy, you'd come to the podium. Tell us who you are and what you do.
Randy Davis, Clermont County Water Resources Department. I'm the Assistant Director over the wastewater treatment.
So Randy, you want to just give a quick summary of this item for the
Yeah.
board? And
Seacoast is a landfill. I think everybody knows that in Clermont County. Probably since we've been negotiating with them on how the best way to get rid of their waste. 2012, I think it was, we came up with an agreement. To improve this agreement was that we would take and treat their waste to keep from going a direct discharge into the streams. Now, for that, we are compensated somewhat for it. Last year, we accepted 972,000 gallons of the waste, leachate, and we collected $45,198. Not making a ton of money off of this, just want to go ahead and compensate us for what we are out of pocket. So this is a renewal for, this is a contract for 2 more years of doing this. And we did raise it a little bit just to go ahead and cover our utility costs.
Okay. What is this waste? What's in it? Do we know? I know we do.
Yeah. What it is that landfill, as we know, they collect all kind of material down there. You do have material will break down, and they want to keep it out of the water sheds, and so they make cells. But with the rainwater coming in, you want to keep those cells from overflowing. And so they had to take a number of gallons out to keep it from overflowing into the streams. It is tested at least twice a year. So there's no pollutants. It's not affecting our plant any. So it's a win-win situation for the county, for Seacoast.
So you guys have a waste acceptance criteria on this
Oh,
particular
yes.
effluent?
Yes.
So we transfer it by back truck? Is that how we bring it
Yes.
over?
Yeah, they actually bring it to us by a tanker.
Okay. And I know we rely on their sampling. Do we pull samples on that?
We will run a blank copy for ourselves, yes, once a year.
And typically, is this a PCB type tainted waste or?
There is some PCBs in it. Everything we're getting under the threshold. Usually what we're looking for mainly is the metals.
Okay.
Make sure there's no heavy metals in it. Since we do take the biosolids, our biosolids from the plant to the land, to Georgetown landfill.
Right.
It's sort of a mute, but we still want to keep track of it.
Okay. So you're not discharging this to a stream, you're discharging it to? Okay.
We usually put it right on the digester side or the biosolid side.
All right. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks for coming and
No
explaining.
problem.
Appreciate that. Tom, do we want to handle Leanne at this time or later in the agenda?
No, we can go ahead and just move on with the consent agenda.
Okay,
Yes.
we will. So we will very quickly go to letter C is public participation. Anyone here today from the public that'd like to participate in the meeting? Seeing none, I'll close public participation. We'll move to D, consent agenda. Board, consent agenda has been prepared for you. You've had the opportunity to review it earlier. Are there any items that need to be pulled from the consent agenda? Hearing none, I'll ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
It's been moved and second. Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes, we'll move to letter E, which is the non-consent agenda. It starts on page 3 at item E. It's a recommendation of the Board of County Commissioners adopt resolution number 10225 to approve payment to vendors in the amount of $3,750,242.72 as outlined in the BCC approval invoice report for checks dated July 16th, 2025, BCC directed prepaid invoice reports, and the procurement card transaction report as presented by the county auditor on 7/14/2025, and further authorizing the county auditor to issue warrants to and in compliance with section 319.16 of the Ohio Revised Code. Do I have a motion to pay the bills?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
It's been moved and second. Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes. Item number 9, Stephanie Ross is here from the prosecutor's office. Stephanie, thanks for being here this morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Stephanie Ross, I'm administrator with the Clermont County Prosecutor's Office. This is for a recommendation to acknowledge the elected 2026 Victims of Crime, which is VOCA, and the State Victims Assistance Act, the SVAA grant application for funding from the State of Ohio Office of the Ohio Attorney General at 30 East Broad Street in Columbus for the continuation of the advocate program implemented by the prosecuting attorney to provide and extend victim advocate services to the Clermont County Common Pleas, municipal, and juvenile courts for the period of 10/1 of 2025 through 9/30 of 2026 in compliance with the terms and conditions of the grant application. The amounts of the VOCA grant are $59,630, which is 80% funded by the Department of Justice, $14,908, which is the 20% required local cash match from the 2025-2026 Prosecutor's Office General Fund appropriations, for a VOCA total of $74,538. And then the SVAA grant is an amount of $6,586. That is 100% funded by the Department of Justice for a project total of $81,124.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 9. Do I have a motion for approval?
Make the motion. I'll second.
Been moved and second. Any further conversation or discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes, thank you. Item number 10. Item number 10 is Jamie Lutzen. Jamie, thanks for being here this morning.
Commissioners, Jamie Lutzen, Chief Probation Officer at Municipal Court. Item 10, recommendation to execute a subsidy grant agreement for the community-based program between the Clermont County, Ohio, and the Department of Rehabilitation and Corrections in the Division of Parole and Community Service. The Bureau of Community Sanctions, P.O. Box 430, Columbus, Ohio, 43216, for the Community Corrections Act 2.0 misdemeanor grant. This is formerly known as the 408 Jail Diversion Grant, relative to the jail diversion program entitled Standard Probation for, on, and behalf of Clermont Municipal Court Adult Probation Department as the designated implementing agency, and the amount of $305,062 with no local match required, effective for the period of July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2027, pursuant to the terms and conditions within the grant application for funding submitted online on May 14th of 2025 by the Clermont County Municipal Court Adult Probation Department, with this grant application acknowledged by the Board of County Commissioners.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 10. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion. Second.
Been moved and second. Any further conversation or discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes. Thanks, Jamie.
You guys have a good day.
Item number 11, Andy Mays. Andy, good to see you.
Morning.
Good.
Andy Mays, Director, CTC. Let's see. Recommendation to authorize Thomas J. Igo, Clermont County Administrator, to add the following role: Kennedy Briggs as the developer, submitter, and reporter to the Federal Transit Administration Transit Awards Management System.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 11. Do I have a motion for approval?
Make the motion. I'll second.
Any further conversation or discussion? Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes. Thanks, Andy.
Okay.
Item 12.
Item 12 is recommendation to execute the software maintenance agreement rider between the Clermont Transportation Connection and Foxter Opco LLC DBA CTS Software, P.O. Box 57, Swansboro, North Carolina 28584, for the furnishing, delivery, installing, and implementing of the scheduling software for the Clermont Transportation Connection, which reflects software licenses, service, and expenses as outlined in Exhibit 1, and to authorize David L. Painter, President of the Board of County Commissioners, or in his absence, any other member of the Board of County Commissioners, to execute the master services agreement at a cost not to exceed $73,275 in compliance with the terms and conditions and contingent upon release of required purchase order.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 12. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion. Second.
Been moved and second. Any further conversation or discussion?
Commissioners, just really quickly.
Yeah.
Just a note, we've had this scheduling software currently in CTC, Andy, I think for about 25 years.
The original software was purchased in 1999, so yeah, about 25 years. The last update was, I think, 2017, and now it's unsupported, and there's like one guy with the company that supports the current software. Also, too, this software purchase is completely funded by grants, so no cost to the county.
This is a big update for CTC. So good job, Andy, for getting this through.
Thank you.
I just have to add there, I found it was ironic that it was 1999 because they had a large party that year.
Yeah.
Just had to throw that out there for you. Roll call. Did we roll call already?
No, not yet.
Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes. Thanks, Andy.
Thank you.
Item number 13. Item number 13 is facility management. Brian?
Recommendation to execute amendment number 2 to the service agreement with Kramer and Feldman, 7636 Production Drive, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45237 for the Public Defender Office Addition Project, previously ratified by the Board of County Commissioners on December 11th, 2024, and amended for a net increase in the amount of $6,634, which represents the replacement of the existing shutters on 20 windows for a total adjusted contract price in the amount of $341,759, in compliance with the terms and conditions of the agreement and contingent upon the release of the required purchase order.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 13. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Been moved and second. Any further conversation or discussion? How is that project going? Getting close?
It's getting close.
Is it?
They're hoping to be wrapped up with everything about the first week of August, so
Mm-hmm.
we're almost there.
I walked through it when it was in the framing process, and it looked good. You know, I mean, it was put together well, and I think that'll serve them, you know, in the future for quite some time.
Have the extra room. And,
Yep.
Space.
Great. Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes. Thank you. Item number 14.
We already did it.
Yep, done. Item 15.
Morning.
Good morning.
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 Leanne Watson, Director at the Clermont County Mental Health and Recovery Board, and I'm here to read the recommendation to adopt resolution number 10425, resolving to authorize the placement of a renewal in the amount of 7,500 mil for each 100 evaluation, which amounts to 7.5 cents per $100 valuation for a period of 5 years, to be placed on the 2026 tax duplicate for first collection in 2027 and for 4 years thereafter through 2031, for the purpose of providing or maintaining alcohol, drug addiction, and mental health services in and as it relates to the submission of question of the tax to the electorate of the entire territory of Clermont County, Ohio, at the general election to be held on Tuesday, 11/04/2025, pursuant to and in compliance with sections 5705.221A and 5705.25 of the Ohio Revised Code.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 15. Do I have a motion for approval?
Make the motion.
I'll second.
Been moved and second. Any further conversation or discussion?
Just that this is a renewal and not an increase. Thank you for working that out. Thank you.
Yep. Roll call.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your support.
You bet. Item number 16. Treasurer Zermley. Morning.
Morning. Jeannie Zermley, County Treasurer. Item 16 is the recommendation to adopt resolution number 105-25, resolving to designate U.S. Bank N.A. as the public depository for the active funds of Clermont County, Ohio, for the period of August 24th, 2025 through August 23rd, 2029, pursuant to and in compliance with Section 135.33C of the Ohio Revised Code, and to approve and sign the memorandum of agreement for a deposit of public funds between the County of Clermont, Ohio, and U.S. Bank N.A., designated as Exhibit A, and further resolving to exercise the renewal option to continue banking services with U.S. Bank N.A.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 16. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
I will second.
Been moved and second. Any further conversation? Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes. Treasurer Zermley, thanks for being here this morning. And thanks for your unwavering commitment to the collection of money here in Clermont County. I know you don't get up here very, very often in front, and I just want the people of this county to understand that all that work goes on without you having to make very many appearances here. So thank you. Thanks for your staff. You bet. Thank you. Item number 17. Emily, morning.
I have a recommendation to resolve to approve and authorize changes in the annual appropriation resolution number 151-24 for calendar year 2025 pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 5705.40. This is a supplemental appropriation to the sheriff assets forfeiture, other expenses for $21,591.42. This is one of their funds. They had not appropriated anything this year, and they have decided to use the funds to purchase radios and power DMS.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 17. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Been moved and second. Any further conversation? Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor. Commissioner Painter.
Yes. Thanks, Emily. We're up to letter number F, additions to the agenda. Any further additions?
Yes, sir.
We will move to letter G, requesting an executive session pursuant to section 121.22 G3 of the Ohio Revised Code to confer with the attorney for the board concerning disputes involving the board that are the subject of pending or imminent court action. Do I have a motion to go into executive session?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Been moved and second. Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran. Commissioner Painter.
Yes, we will enter into executive session and we will return and conduct further business. Thank you. Return from executive session. There were no actions taken and no decisions made. We will move on with our regular agenda, but first we will go back up to letter F for additions to the agenda. Tom, addition to the agenda?
Sir, we have a BWC claim, so I'll let Mr. Fountain present that, but we need to add that first.
Okay. Board, we have a request to add a resolution to our agenda today to approve a final settlement agreement. Do I have a motion to modify the agenda and add?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
It's been moved and second. Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes, I understand Jason Fountain's here from our prosecutor's office. Jason, could you walk us through this request?
Thank you all. Jason Fountain, Assistant Prosecutor. I have a recommendation to approve the terms of a final settlement agreement and release of claims and authorize the Clermont County Prosecutor as legal counsel for the Board of County Commissioners to execute said release and an entry of dismissal on behalf of the board as it relates to Clermont County Common Pleas case number 2025 CVD 241. That's BWC claim number 18-189042. The case is captioned Pascal Lanigan III versus Stephanie McLeod, Administrator of the Ohio Bureau of Workers' Compensation, et al being the county, pursuant to the terms set forth therein.
Board, you have heard the reading of the recommendation to approve the terms of the final settlement. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
I will second.
Been moved and second. Any further conversation or discussion?
No.
Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you.
No further additions.
No further additions. We will move on with our agenda. We had already moved up county staff elected official discussion. Any county staff want to go over any issues with us today? We have a couple here. None? Okay. We will move on to letter I. Letter I is member comments. Board members, any comments, updates, things you want to share?
No.
Okay. Then I would go to letter J and ask for a motion to adjourn our today's meeting.
Make the motion.
I'll second.
Been moved and second. Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes, thanks for attending our Board of County Commissioners meeting on this rainy day, July the 16th, 2025. We look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you.